Hi, I wanted to share that we had our daughter home um, for 10 days. She was here working from here. She can work remotely anywhere around, and she brought her boyfriend home with her too, which was exciting to really get to spend some time with him. And we got around to talking about how they met. You know, they were telling us a bit about that because I had asked that question. And then they asked, okay, tell me again. Our daughter says, tell me again how it was that you met. And so my wife went through that. And I also shared my thoughts and my perspective, because everybody has a different perspective, even with the same experience. But it's pretty close. And so we were talking about, the different things that had happened over the course of our marriage, which has been over 35 years. And so a lot has happened. And when you first start off, you're all excited about it, and it's going along very well. And then things happen in terms of Serena was born. How about that? We bought our first home, and so things begin to get really real very quickly. And so we went through all of that and talked about the good times and the rough times and the starting of times and how it's been over the years. And I got to just say that, I'll just say this now, is that when I reflect on all these years, I think about how the relationship has changed over the years in terms of what's important. And and then I think about the grounding force of what really has held it all together, is that it's a deep love and respect for one another, and that we've helped one another and all that stuff. And so it's been great. But yeah, they were asking about that. And when we moved from New Hampshire to Iowa, that was a huge transition for all of us. And that was a difficult time. And now it's very nice. We really enjoy it here, and all that good stuff. But it made me think about all the different things that we do in our lifetime, that we start new things, we learn about new things, and things of just simple things, even like we built a fence here, a new fence, a couple of years ago. And the project, starts off like, okay, this is what we want and all that. And then you actually get into actually doing it, and it's like a whole other thing, It's a little back-breaking work to dig all the holes, which we dug them by hand, with hand tools. But once the thing is done, the experience of it is just, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful fence. It kind of goes along with starting this whole life insurance process, and using this concept and how to think about it and how to live with it. And when we first started, I was very excited because I thought I understood it, and I did, to a certain degree. Very similar to like when I first got married. I knew my wife, but as time goes on, we really get to know each other. And it's the same with this product and the concept, in that we started, and probably right out of the gate, meaning within a year, we had taken a couple of loans, small ones, and then we had paid them back. And then, we also financed the fence through it and paid that back. That took a little bit longer because it was a little larger. And yeah, so that was an interesting thing for us to start. It was totally foreign. And now we're into our 4th year with our policies, and they are beginning to mature in the sense that we've gotten past the startup phase, I guess you would call it. And now all the money that we send for the premium actually shows up in cash value, which is something that did not happen in the beginning. It was quite the opposite. But I have to reflect on, like, why did I get married? Why did I start down that road? And that was purely out of love. And why did I start this policy? I have to say it was out of a certain level of love, in that I wanted to help our family and not use credit cards and not have to go to the bank for small loans and all that kind of thing, and have cash being saved in something that was going to grow forever. Because when you take those loans, you're taking it against the policy. You're not actually using your own money, so that compound interest never stops. So that now we've gotten to the point in the 4th year, coming up on our 4th year anniversary, and I can see that the money that we're sending all is going into additional cash value, which we can use. And we're paying back loans. We've taken some bigger loans, hence this porch. Last year, we took a sizable loan to do this. Didn't do any of it with the bank downtown. So it's a little bit more time, let's call it, to pay it back. It's actually a little more stressful to pay it back, knowing that, boy, it seems like it's not that big a deal, but it's a big deal to actually have the discipline to send the money back into the policy, to pay back the life insurance company. And so everything has a learning curve. Everything has growth. And it's not always smooth. Certainly marriage can be a very trying experience. And I wouldn't trade it for the world, though. And now that I see that this product is maturing into something else, next year we send all the money that we send, it's going to grow that much in cash value, plus more, because the interest and dividend is also going to grow on top of it. So actually it's going to start to grow beyond what we send. And again, I'll say it, boy, I wish we had known about this 20, 30, 40 years ago. I've said before that when I was looking for life insurance, that was when A.L. Williams was pushing the buy term and invest the rest through Primerica, and they didn't even talk about whole life. But prior to that time, everybody had whole life as part of their retirement, part of their savings. I mean, like my grandparents and my parents and all that, way back, people always had life insurance, whole life. Now with a dividend-paying mutual life insurance company. But anyway, I just wanted to share a bit of my life and how my marriage is gone, and now how this policy has worked as well, that it matures over time. And you just got to remember why it is that you started this. And again, I'll just say both of those things. Certainly my marriage to my wife was from love, from my heart. And these are the best vehicles to start with the financial side of your life, and you do it because you love your family and want to take care of them and all that, protect them. The other thing is, I'll just say that last week, our water heater began to leak. And I have experience with water heaters because I've changed 3 of them here in this house. They don't last very long. Anyway, and so I hired somebody to do it this time. And I used a policy loan to pay for that, rather than just taking it out of our checking. So an emergency, if, it really is an emergency. You don't want water heaters to go down while your daughter is visiting from out of state with her new boyfriend whom you've never met. You don't want that water heater going out while they're here. So I had that repaired. So the underlying message of all this is to be able to remember why you start things, and to learn more as time goes on. Like with my wife and I, our relationship, we have learned more and more, asked more questions, had more conversations. So I would ask that if you have any questions, don't be afraid to call me or email me or text me, however you want to communicate. I don't bite, and I don't really push people into this. I want people to know this for themselves and understand it. Not selling anything. It's more that you understand what this is, and you are lining up to start this. And I just want to be the facilitator to help you learn and answer questions. And, if it isn't for you now, well, maybe it will as you learn more and more about it. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. And I'd also ask if you could please share this video and other videos that I have made. It's really important, I think, to get the messages out. And I want to thank you for your time, and I will catch you next time.